All right, hello and welcome to our second series or our second lecture series on human resource management. My name is A. Clarence Debe and I'm your presenter for today. So today, basically, we'll be looking at a very interesting topic again, and this is our second lecture series on human resource management. But today we'll be looking at recruitment and selections in human resource management. We'll be looking at the concepts of our recruitment. We'll be looking at objective of recruitment. We'll be looking at factors that affect the recruitment process. We'll also be looking at process of our recruitment, right? What are the real processes in recruitment? At the same time, we'll be talking about selections, meaning and concept of our selections, objectives of selections, process of our selections, and the process of inductions after the selection process. So these are the basic talking point today. But before we continue with the discussions, let us take a very short. Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome back again. So, like I said today, we will be talking about recruitment. So we say, what is recruitment? According to the definition, we say recruitment encompasses the entire journey of our joy in evaluating and appointing the right individual for roles within organizations, whether those positions are permanent or temporary. The process can be managed by internal supervisor, HR, or professional or dedicated recruitment expert. So, recruitment is viewed as a constructive and beneficial activity within the workforce. So, basically, the recruitment process is being done, being conducted by the Department of Human Resource Management, and that's only being done when there is a vacancy created by the organizations that needs to be filled in by a competent individual. So basically, from that perspective, the human resource department will be informed that yes, indeed, there is a need for us to bring in new persons to fill in the vacancy. So these are most of the those processes comes about. So that is the meaning. So according to what is the goal of our recruitment? Uh, the aim of our recruitment include the following. Now we say join individual who possesses a diverse skills and experience aligning with both current and future organizational goals, meaning bringing in people within organizations whose skills aligned with the organizational goal, both present and future, right? That is the first. So second again, we say introducing new talents across all types of the company to investigate the workforce, right? And third, we say circulating a workforce culture that naturally attracts skills and capable professionals. So these are the goals of our, there are many goals of our human resource, there are many goals of our recruitment, right? But basically, it is a process where in which organizations search out for qualified and competent people who have the necessary skills to fill in the vacancies that are created by the organizations in order to bring productivity within the organization as well, right? So these are the goals of the recruitment process, right? So we have factors that affect the wide recruitment process within the wide human resource department, right? So those factors include we have both internal and external factors, right? We got both internal and external factors. So let us first of all look at what the internal factors, right? So in the internal factor, we look at what the human resource policies of the organization. So basically, every organization has their policy when it comes to the human resource department. And sometimes some of those policies are very flexible, makes employees to be flexible within organizations, and some become very much embarrassing to the organization itself, thereby bringing a kind of bad repetition to the organizations, right? So when there is a flexible human resource policy, then you always see that people within the surrounding will all want to carry on. Whenever there's a vacancy, people will all want to apply to such organizations that have a good reputable, institute, name. Natures of the what a job, right? So nature of the job is about what job exactly that is being posted by the organizations, right? What is the descriptions of the job? What is the wide responsibilities that is being out there for the applicant? So those things are also there. The We also have what we call external factors, right? External factors will have a labor market conditions, right? Labor market conditions. So basically, sometimes as organizations, especially a business organizations, before establishing a business, you look at the environment, you do environmental scanning, the kinds of manpower needed to carry on the functions within that territory, all of those things. So you also have to take into considerations like some of those things, right? Legal provisions, right? What are the legal provisions in that entity that govern employment and that also govern your white employee as well? So you also cancel. You may we also talk about economic factors, right? So what are some of those economic factors we talk about? What is the employment rate within the country? What are some of those unemployment rate within the country? All of those things also should be considered basically when it comes to recruitment process, right? It should be analyzed by the human resource department. So these are factors basically that affect, right, the human resource department in terms of our recruitment. You have to consider the human resource policy, the natures of the organizations, right? You look at the the labor market, the qualified people within organizations, the legal provisions that affects employment and the rest of it, right? So you have to consider all of those things. So then we also come to after that. So we also come to our process of our recruitment. What are those processes in recruitment? What are the processes in recruitment? So in the process of our recruitment, the human resource department look at the various points, right? Identify a identify job recruitment, right? Which job that is available within organizations, preparing job descriptions and job specifications, right? The human resource department, after you identify the job, they prepare the what descriptions and the job specifications that the applicant should see that I think my skills and competencies is what exactly organization are posted up there. So the human resource department should be always willing to do this in line with the available job that is created in the organization. Advertising a wide vacancy job, and this can be done both external and internal, right? So attracting candidate to apply for the job. How do you apply? I mean, how do you attract the right candidate? That is either sometimes specifying, the necessary, remunerations are expected for the candidate as well, the repetition of the organization as well, sort of those things should be there. Managing applications, student license or applications, and shortlisting white candidates. So these are all the water products in recruitment. So so after the shortlisting of white candidates, so it comes to our selection process as well. So after the both processes are being done, so the Department of Human Resource Management then comes now to what we call selection, right? How the selection process is being done within the human resource department. After you have gone through the recruitment processes, people have applied for their, for the various positions that have been listed by the organization. Now, how will they be selected based on the application? So, comes to selection. What is selection in human resource management, right? What is selection in human resource management? Selection is the process of by choosing the most suitable persons out of all the applicants, right? So in the selection process, let's say for example, we need about 20 people to fill in the vacancies created by the organizations. But among the 20 persons that we want within the organization, we have had almost about 100 applications. So how do we go about this? So that is the process where we had to come in to do the selections, right? It says the process of choosing the most suitable persons out of all the applicants. So in this process, in the selection process, the human resource department is only going to be looking for people whose skills and qualifications, along with their experience, are aligned with the job descriptions previously spelled out with within the advertisement, right? So these are only applications that we're going to be selecting, right? So it comes to what, according to Delhi, you say, definitions of what of selection. You say that is a selection is a process in which candidates for employment are divided into two classes: those who are to be offered employment and those who are not to be. So, like he said in his definitions, it's divided into two: people who are to be selected based on their their qualification experience, and those who are not to be selected, those who have not meet up with the qualification based on the job specifications, right? So the definition is also, is also clear. So after selection process, after we have understand what definition of selection process, so now we come to step is what steps in selection process. What are those steps? What are those various steps in the selection process, right? What are those various steps in the selection process? The various steps in selection process include preliminary interview, receiving applications, selection text, employment interview, medical medical examinations, reference check, and final selection. So these are all of the processes that is involved within the selection process, or these are all of the processes that we look for in the Department of Human Resource Management, right? So now in the selection process, like we said, reference check, yeah, after the applications are being done, what should we do? Who are we going to be going for? Is it person is criminal? So we had, is he a criminal or is he not a criminal? Is he physically fit? Physically fit that he can work with all for the long period of time that will lead his service within the organization. So all of those things had to be done. Then after that now, they come to one of the most important process of after the selection process, we have done that five person will be selected for the job and they have written the test and they have been successful. So after that, we come to why one of the most important aspects within the selection process, after the selection process has been done right, within the Human Resources Department right. So we come to what process about induction. Now, uh, induction is where now those people who have been shortlisted, they have gone through the interview, now they have been accepted, right? We want to now introduce them to their various department within the organizations. There where the induction process comes in. Now, it's a planning and induction process for new employment is designed to ensure that they settle into their employment easily, enabling them to become effective as soon as possible. So sometimes what happens is that uh, people have the people have the kind of make concessions about the organization, right? Or sometimes we employ people within the organization. Uh, if we don't do the basic orientations, introduce them to their workmate, and take them to the organization, to the company, to where they are going to be working, make some introductions, and at the end of it, let them be acquainted to what they're going to be doing. You know, if we don't do this to to those new people who will be accepted, who are going to be involved in the organization, they will find it difficult in terms of knowing who are they working with, the environment, low equipment they're working with, and the working environment may not be conducive for them. So the induction process or ceremony within the organization is very important within any organization. So it's also important that in the human resource department, after the selection process, make sure you do an induction ceremony for your new employee. So after that, let's do the summaries of what we have learned today. So we say an effective recruitment selections are vital for a human resource management as they ensure organizations acquire skill, talent, which enhances productivity, right? So reduce employee turnover and foster innovation through a diverse workforce. By aligning candidate skills and cultural fits with organizational needs, the processes minimize training costs and legal risks where building a positive employee brand and ensuring a long-term success, right? So these are the benefits when we do a perfect recruitment process and selection process. It helps to bring in skillful people, necessary people who have the experience to work with the organization, thereby providing more, dividend to the organization as well. So at this time today, we want to say thank you so much for watching.